Right, hello again, grade 10s, and well done. I know this morning's lesson, yeah, we did quite a lot. So you're thinking a lot, writing down, and online it is a little bit different. I thoroughly enjoyed just to reflect for a second on connecting in that tiny way that we did, just to hear your voices and work through stuff a little bit more at the same time. And we'll keep using a bit of a combination. So for this one, I'm just going to go through this example that we went through at lightning speed at the end of the lesson. Solve for theta, and now there are a few extra bits here. Theta is between 0 and 360, and we're given another bit of information that sine theta equals 0, 8. Now, if you were just given this question a few pages and a few days ago, you would have just said this. This is easy. Sine theta equals 0, 8. Easy. You want to find the angle. Don't you just shift sine? Theta equals shift sine 0, 8 equals, calculator out, and you say shift sine 0, 8 equals 53 degrees. I'm doing it to the closest degree, and you go 53 degrees, and I'm done, right? Isn't that all I have to do? But actually, we know that there's more going on here. And we know this because of these related angles we're talking about. So we said there were related angles to 53. We found out that if we drew 53 on the Cartesian plane, so I'm going to draw it here. Here's our Cartesian plane, which is over there. That looks a bit better. X and Y. This is 0 degrees. We haven't gone anywhere up to 90, 180, 270, and then 360. So we drew our 53 and said, well, 53 must be sitting about there. So if that's 53, great stuff. Sine of 53 gives us 0, 8. But what we're looking at today was to say, well, what happens if I reflected this point? So I drew it over here. And this little angle here is 53 degrees. I'm going to draw 53 just in brackets and say, therefore, this whole angle to get there, well, that was 53. A straight line's 180. So this bit must be 180 minus 53. So 127. Let's just check that that kind of makes sense. If that's 127, that's 53, they make 180. And what happens if I asked you now, what is sine of 127 degrees? Now let's pause for a second and just think what it is. Okay, so our 127, so sine of 127, is that, well, let's just punch that in our calculator. Sine 127 equals 0, 798. So basically, this equals 0, 8. Is 127 between 0 and 360? Definitely is. So we found a second solution. And we do need to find all solutions. So like if I said x squared equals 25 and you told me x equals 5, I'm going to say you've only found one solution. Or x equals minus 5. We need to find all possible solutions. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. We've got 127 as an option. How do we know that that's the only other option? Are there any other ones? And how do we get to 127? Cast diagram, cast diagram, cast diagram. Really helping us. All trig functions are positive in this quadrant. Everything's positive. X, Y, and R. And we kind of spent a bit of time with it. I'm glad we did. Thank you for asking those questions. That is great. And we said, well, everything goes anti-clockwise in this kind of trig and Cartesian world. So CAST. Sine theta is given to us to be positive. this is a positive value, right? I think 0,8 is positive. So where is sign positive? Everything's positive here, all are positive. So we know there must be an answer between 0 and 90. There it is, 53. So that relates to the answer in quadrant 1. Okay, let's keep going around. Is sign positive in this quadrant? What is this S? Now I'm not going to ring around it 100 times. Yes, it is. So we know there's an answer in quadrant 2. So this is quadrant 1, we found an answer. Quadrant 2, and any angle here is sitting, well, 0 is there between 90 and 180. So did we find an answer that was in quadrant 2 between 90 and 180? Here it is here, quadrant 2. Now let's keep going around. Is there going to be an answer down here in quadrant 3? Well, tan is the only positive trig function, so there isn't going to be a positive sign. We do know that there's going to be something that is going to give us a negative 0,8, but let's not worry about that and say, okay, what about down here? Well, there's only one trig function that's positive, that's cos, so there are no answers down here. So that's what we're going to do for each of these, to say where is it positive if it was given as positive, or some of the questions are going to give us a negative, and then we're working in those negative quadrants. And we're looking between 0 and 360. So for each of these, there are probably going to be 2 solutions. So that's kind of our run through. So just to give a hint of where we're going to go to tomorrow, well, we're going to have our Cartesian plane at the ready. That we definitely need. We're going to have our cast idea ready to go. Cos is positive. So quite quickly you should say, well, we're either in that quadrant or that quadrant. Definitely not there, definitely not there. Because our cast diagram says that it's positive. So we know that if we draw a quick sketch, which I want you to do for all of these, we draw a quick sketch and we say, well, it's 0,4, so if that point is over there, we're going to get an angle, but there's another option that's sitting down here. And therefore, if we can work out what this angle is, then we can work out what the big angle is. So if we can work out what this angle is, it'll be quite easy to work out what this angle is, because it's just going to be 360 minus. Okay, but that's the hint. So try and look through those next few examples if you can. I'm going to do it on an Edpuzzle so that I can work you through it as opposed to just watching the video passively. There we go. Well done. Enjoy.